We are live.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back, everyone. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. You can probably hear that the week of eating crappy food has caught up to me, and I am definitely feeling it today. So apologies that I sound sickly. The season's over. The regular season of college football is concluded.
Yeah,
The Gamecock season is over. That's for
Dude,
sure.
I'm so
I
excited.
think I texted you guys this. I think I texted you guys this. That Clemson loss absolutely crushed me. We can
Tough
dive
one.
into that a little bit later, but it hit me harder than something that didn't happen a couple weeks ago.
What?
And I don't know what it was. Honestly, we can dive into that, but I think it was for me like I had such high expectations of this season and having a game to look forward to every week and maybe having some hope again. Didn't let it all come crashing down until like the Clemson game ended, and then it just all crashed down on me, and I felt so bad. Like I had literally walked outside and just walked 2 miles until I was like ready to turn around and come back. Like I was left my
did the
parents'
long
house
walk.
until I was like not like super pissed off anymore, and then I just went back home. I was watching the game outside, and I was yelling, swearing, I threw my hat.
Yeah.
We'll get into the officiating in that game. And I'm like, fuck this, fuck that. And like my dad's like, Evan, we have fucking neighbors, dude. You can't do that.
You can do anything in Florida.
But so I was quiet for the rest of the game, and it just kind of built up. And I think I was just into the game. I was like, I gotta get out of here. But yes, happy the season's over. I don't have to worry about that
But
anymore.
why don't we just dive right into the Gamecocks? Let's just get it over
Yeah,
with.
why
let's
not?
do it.
And then we have a break until like next year at least.
Well,
Well, yeah, the portal
Depending on the
and all
transfer
that
portal.
stuff. Yeah,
I mean, and then Duckworth gone.
gone.
I saw something this morning in a group chat that he is going to LSU. Hopefully that was a miss. Hopefully that was a miss in a group chat.
It is certainly being reported. That's terrible.
So
Wait, wasn't he the guy just last week?
Yeah, he was.
Oh man.
That.
Well, we did get some good news today on that offensive lineman.
Yeah,
Well-
that was big. That was big. Lord knows we need it.
Here's my problem with this. I feel like we've gotten really good offensive lineman recruits, or maybe not, plenty of 4-star guys, and just they are awful. So until we get a good offensive line coach, it's who cares how good the recruit is?
Well,
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
5-star. I guess 5-star, like he's probably good enough, like where he's just going to play well. But we are so bad developing offensive line talent. It's miserable.
well, what's the? Is
Or
it
have been,
Sean
at least.
Ellis? Did I make that name up? That's the O-line coach now, right? Sean Ellis or Elliott? Sean Elliott.
Sean Elliott.
So back like before you were a student there, I guess just our freshman and sophomore year, the line was actually good because Sean Elliott was the O-line coach. When Spurrier stepped down, he got promoted to interim.
He took over from Spurrier,
so, like,
right? The impossible
The years
job.
that you were in school, he was gone because we hired Muschamp, all the rest of it. But when Elliott was there originally under Spurrier, the line was good, at least from what I understand.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful that'll happen again. It's just right now, I'm taking a 5-star offensive line recruit with a grain of salt. Is kind of how I'm saying it.
Got to put the
Until I
pieces
see some
together.
coaching improvement, some solidified coaching improvement. I'm not super happy about it.
Well, I guess above Sean Elliott would be an offensive coordinator, which I hear we might be hiring ECUs or Utahs.
I prefer ECUs personally.
Yeah, why would Utah?
He's
Why would
younger.
Utah come to us? Probably a step down from where they are right now.
I mean, I don't know.
I
SEC job.
disagree. SEC program.
That's fair. That's fair. But I did hear the ECU guy. I haven't watched a single ECU game this year, but the ECU fans I know seem to be bummed about it. So that's always good.
Well, and I like his play calling style. It's very aggressive. Like it's college style. It's college style play calling. So it's not pro style.
Yeah,
Which is what I think. we
utilize the weapon we have at quarterback should he come back, right? Like, run him more.
Oh, well, I think it was you, Evan, like a month or two ago, who said like getting a young OC who's like more inventive, more like creative and play calling might just be what we need to open things up.
Even watching the Clemson game, and let's dive into that now too before we get too far off topic and talk about the offseason stuff. But there was so many times in the Clemson game, particularly I'm not even going to pinpoint time. I kind of blacked that game out for the most part, what actually happened in the field. But where if we just ran the ball, like a hurry-up offense, and didn't take 95 seconds to fucking snap the ball, we had the defense against the wall, and we just didn't take advantage of it. Like, they were out of place, out of position, and then we just didn't capitalize. We let them get reset and all that stuff. And I just hated it, especially with someone like Sellers.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't looked like a well-drilled team this season.
No,
I feel like the drives that we've had success have been just like, I mean, look at the Clemson game. Like we were just talking about, the two huge plays are our only scores the whole game.
And then if you remember that one good drive we had, I think early in the fourth quarter, Sellers kept it and was a unbelievable tackle away from breaking that too. Like, we were so close to living on big plays. What's that? The white outside linebacker on Clemson had himself a game. He really did.
He had a phenomenal game.
He has a weird last name.
So did the refs too.
Yeah. Before you jump into the refs, I just want to comment on something you said, Ev. I guess I disagree with your statement that this was bad, or this was the worst Gamecock Clemson loss you've seen, because to me.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Okay. Because tell me if this makes sense. I've seen us lose to Clemson where they're just at every position better, faster, stronger, more athletic, better coach. Where, like, this one, talent-wise, it felt even. We just made dumb mistakes at dumb times. The refs had a little bit to do with that, but you can't blame that whole thing on the refs. Like, just not making plays when we need to.
I am not going to blame the refs for that loss. Let me make that abundantly clear. It was a coaching loss and just stupid mistakes. But at the same time, the officiating was horrendous. And there was multiple games. The fucking Tennessee game, that one I think cost the game. On that roughing the passer call against Pavia, that was the biggest bullshit I've ever seen. And that's when that game completely flipped on its head.
Absolutely.
So that if I'm a Tennessee fan, like that was the whole game right there. That play.
We'll touch on that as well. But I think that the call, the interception that we had, Clemson that they upheld for Clemson. Even the Clemson fans in the stadium were shocked. Like, everyone knew that wasn't a complete catch, and I that one was the one that blew me away. Like, yeah, you could say a missed face mask here, a bad flag here and there is one play, but to be able to review that and say that was a catch, that was like a pivotal point in the game too.
Yeah, the word of the week was upheld. I swear, both college and NFL call is upheld. But like that one, we were in field goal position, so if they turn that or reverse that call, hopefully Shane decides we can use a kicker like ever. But those 3 points changes so much in the game, just like how you kind of strategize. Also, this is not the refs, but the Cade Klubnik fumble to himself, just like that was such a backbreaker, like unbelievable.
Well, I mean, also you have to think too. Not having Dylan Stewart, I think, was huge in this game.
Yeah. I appreciated that he went out there.
I saw something today. Apparently, he's like a broken back. So apparently, it's like actually a pretty serious injury.
I thought it was his hip or something like that.
Apparently, he's been battling through injuries all year, which
he gets triple teamed every play.
And I think might be a crazy take. I'm more confident in Dylan Stewart playing for the Gamecocks next year than I am Lenore Sellers.
I actually agree with that. Just his comments post-game were weird.
I think Dylan Stewart wants to be here. I honestly do. And it's a good defense. I think losing Clayton White, that would kill us. That would kill me. He's been such a good DC.
But he had quite a turnaround like only a couple years ago. People were calling for his head like, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, but it was almost like he turned around like the mid-season. And then he's been good the last 2.5 years.
Absolutely.
Real good the last 2.5, 3 years.
Dude, imagine where we'd be without the defense the last 2 years.
No, I mean, yeah, we've talked about it at length, but how good this defense has been, and the numbers don't support how good this defense has played this year. You actually have to watch the games to see. There's a very solid defense, and it doesn't lose much next year. It really doesn't.
Hypothetically.
Just so much time they've been on the field this season, I feel like has not contributed to...
Well, yeah, that's the problem. It's like our offense is so bad that like we talked about it, like our scoring drives are a quick play, and even that's not like there was times like when we scored those long touchdowns, I'm like shit, I kind of wish we had a drive here to get the defense a
Right.
break. Like they just don't have any breaks all season, man.
Well, and it's like we either score on a big play like quick, or it's an immediate 3 and out. Like there's no in between. We either score
Exactly.
or we 3 and out. Like they're just always on. But I guess like my big takeaways from this game, one, just the anemic offense. It never looked good. The defense showed up for the majority of the part, even playing without Stewart. I thought they played really well. Fred Johnson, God, I want to keep him. At this point, looking forward, keep Fred Johnson, keep the freshman receivers, and keep Dylan Stewart. Everything else, is what it is. I'm good with it. One thing that shocked me, though, Sellers is still projected in the second round on a Tankathon at 38.
I can see it just because of his like pure stats.
But I think it's a stupid decision. Like, I mean, I think
Brother, we drafted Lenore Sellers 2 years ago. Like, we've seen this play out.
He needs one more year of development. Whether it's his gameplay, watching, he's gotten so progressively worse this year. It's tough to see. And I think it's just a confidence thing. He's feeling trapped in a rough situation. But
dude, he's sunshine from Remember the Titans. Like, you need a 60-yard bomb, got you. You need a slant, no shot.
I think that's probably what's got him projected second round is like his arm strength and his scrambling ability, because it's definitely not the way he's been reading the game this season. I feel like if we could do what you said, Evan, and get a good offensive line going, he could explode. But at the same time, like you said, Boone, you saw his comments post game. That $10 million offer from Arkansas, whoever it was, is probably looking a little bit more enticing now. But obviously, I would like him to stay. I mean, I think he could have another season like his freshman year.
I will certainly not
That
be
Clemson
upset
game
if he stays.
Right.
And
I saw Miami was up there.
It could be such a good story. It really could. But Beamer's on the hot seat. I mean, Stoops got fired at Kentucky.
Yeah,
Beamer's gone after next. Beamer needs a bowl game next year. He's gone.
Beamer needs
even maybe
he needs minimum 8 wins. He needs minimum 8 wins.
Yeah, and if Sellers leaves, I don't know about the quarterback.
I still have faith that
a true.
I still have faith in Air Nolan though.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Anything else on the Gamecocks?
I think Cutter Woods.
Yeah.
No, let's tie that up.
Cutter Woods is good, I think, as well. So I think we'll be okay regardless. But yeah,
I could use a.
Go for it.
Fuller coming on at the end of the year was nice too. I feel pretty confident one more year of development from Fuller. We might have a decent running back.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say is I do think Stewart has a little like Eamon worry to him, where he's pissed off that he didn't get it done, so he's like motivated to do it at South Carolina. I could be wrong, but he gives me that kind of vibe.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into.
Well, let's go right to what are you doing moment, because we've already talked about it. Officiating as a whole this weekend. I'll get to the Colts stuff because I've got plenty of ammo there. The Gamecocks INT, the Commanders clear pick play that just wasn't called. Granted, we lost money on that, so I'm biased, but just
that was
the officiating as a whole was just like terrible. Call on the field's upheld. Call on the field's upheld. Nobody had the nuts to admit they were wrong.
It kind of got to the point by the end of the weekend. I'm like, I was like, calls upheld. I didn't even wait to hear him say it out loud. I didn't even hear the TV volume. I said it.
Absolutely important.
That's such a good take.
The other what are you doing moment I had, Max Brosmer's second pick. Like right up there with the Colts fake punt play.
That one was just like, get out of here.
Like, that's up there with the Colts fake punt. It's like worst plays ever.
I watched it. I didn't watch a second of that game. I haven't seen that highlight either.
Dude.
Mine was from your game, Evan. With what's his name? Hold on, I gotta look this one up. Oh yeah, Young Ho Koo.
Oh my god!
On a botched field goal. the ball like barely moved, and I don't know if I've ever
yeah.
seen he just pump faked,
Yeah.
totally pump faked.
So I got a couple.
Let's hear 'em.
My Lane Kiffin.
Really?
Not for taking the LSU job. I'm not going to give him shit there. The way he handled the whole situation, awful.
I mean, that's
I just feel like it could have been done better.
that's just Kiffin though.
I guess I should have expected it from Lane Kiffin.
But while you're there,
Also, if I'm him,
no, sorry, go ahead.
I said he was staying at Ole Miss. I was wrong. But whatever. I would have stayed. I would have stayed. Have the national championship run. I just think that's the move. LSU is one of the best jobs. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know.
I mean, are we gonna jump into the coaching carousel? Are we ready
No.
for that?
No, but
Give it a second here.
I'll jump back to Kiffin when we get to that coaching carousel piece.
And then my other one is an officiating thing, and I understand this one. This one isn't egregious, but the Oregon catch, the one-handed pinning against his helmet.
Dude, yeah.
I'm not going to reference what it reminded me of. That was a catch. That was a catch. If you watch football, that was a catch. For how good of a catch that was, to not call that a catch is insane to me.
I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Is it better than the Indiana one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the best. It's the best catch it is the best catch I've ever seen. That's not. Yes, I put it above Odell Beckham's catch.
Well, I do too. I have it tied with another catch because they're very similar to me. But I understand why you don't acknowledge that catch.
But that catch is bullshit. That catch was not as good of a catch.
I mean, context matters, but not the NFL part. Yeah,
Fair.
I do agree though. Like if it's close and it's a sick play, tie go to the runner. Just tie goes to the runner.
But I'm calling
That's
from
ridiculous.
pure taking out of the situation. It's the best catch I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would.
I would argue that there were two just as good catches in the NFL this week.
Dude,
No, you haven't seen this.
you
catch.
just watched it.
You have not seen. This
I just
catch.
saw it.
Oh, okay.
Did
You're
you see the Commanders receiver?
Yeah, that was insane. That was
ridiculous.
Wasn't
But
who was that? Wasn't it 13 as well? Did he wear number 13 as well?
yeah.
Burks.
Oh, Traylon Burks, AJ
Forget his
Brown.
name.
I also had one more
I think
what are you
so.
doing moment of did y'all watch the Michigan game?
Let's hear
Did
it.
y'all watch the Michigan game?
Yes.
The post
Guarding
game.
the
Actually, I
guarding the M is
I didn't watch
the
it, actually.
lamest thing I've ever seen. Like,
They were prepared to lose.
dude, absolutely. And then like the old like Michigan men trying to scratch out the dotting of the I that Brutus did in the snow. Like they're on their hands and knees scratching it out on their field. It's like, dude, they are pathetic. What are you doing, Michigan? You should be a proud program.
I got one more
Yeah.
as well. How about Pavia's brother getting his second arrest this season at the Tennessee
that
game?
family.
Apparently,
Fuck that family.
was like on the railing or something like that. But second arrest.
Dude, they're gonna spin this off into like the next reality show, and I'll get famous and annoying. It like I have to applaud like
No, it's gonna
Would be a
their
bad
vision.
idea.
I have to applaud it. Like they're taking full advantage.
Yeah, I can respect it. Look at the Kardashians and what a sex tape did for that family.
Dude.
I guess and a murder trial, but yeah.
Yeah, let's jump into the best game because it was quite a slate. I love Thanksgiving week with both college basketball, football every day. It's really unlike any other. But Ev, what was your best game this week or this weekend?
So I'm not sure how this take's going to come off, but for whatever reason, I just had a really, really good time watching this game. It was the LSU Oklahoma game. I absolutely loved that game. I just had such a good time watching that game. That was my favorite game. It kept me at the edge of my seat. And it I was coming out of a depression after the South Carolina game, going into that game. I did a cold plunge in my parents' pool, and then that, kicked the stuff up, and then I was good. So that was just a really good game. Watch it, had a good time, and yeah. So that was my favorite game of the week.
That was an awesome game, especially with like the stakes involved.
Yeah.
And then there's that play where he was. I think Boone, you texted the chat and we're like, "How is he so open?"
Dude,
On that game-winning touchdown, he was just gone.
I'm not sure
No
they
one
had
within
anyone
20
within
yards.
30 yards of him.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right. To your point, this is about as exciting of a 17-13 game you could possibly ask for. Just like,
Oh, and LSU looked like they were winning.
oh, I trust me. We know from your comments in the chat. I do wish that LSU won just because I don't want Oklahoma in the playoff. But with their resume, like, you can't really keep them out. You know what I mean? Like, they
not.
beat
Yeah.
big teams consistently. I just don't think they're very good.
Texas is a better team.
Yeah, but you can't lose to Florida. Chuck, what was your best game of the week?
That is a fantastic segue because just like Evan, had a lot of fun watching this game. Partially because the team I bet on won, but also just a hell of a game. The Texas A&M. This felt like a bit of a hate watch. I'll be
for
honest.
Sure. For sure.
I was just really enjoying watching Texas tear them up. It exploded in the second half. This game, and it was also just like I feel like even though his stats didn't really jump off the page, just an Arch Manning coming out party, just given like the significance of the game. I've seen a lot of people like, oh, you missed some guy downfield, like moving on the run, but he didn't. It was a touchdown. He looked
very
great,
close to missing him.
moving around the pocket.
I'm back.
Yeah, right.
I'm back in on the Arch train.
I am
You got to be
well.
after the past couple weeks. You've got to be. I mean, like he was slinging it against a good A&M defense.
Look at his stats. Like compare if you. I think his stats. I think the one that I'm thinking versus Marcel Reed, who is, I want to say third or fourth in the Heisman race right now. Anyways, towards the top, he has better stats than Marcel Reed.
You just can't lose to Florida.
I believe it.
You really just can't lose to Florida. That's what it comes down to.
You can't lose to Florida, but then you also can't schedule Ohio State.
The Ohio State thing could still work in their favor if they just didn't lose to Florida. Like that has nothing to do with the schedule. You just can't lose to Florida. They're 4-8. Arch just looks like so comfortable now, or so much more comfortable now. Like he obviously looks like he's actually played some football because first full year as a starter. I think he's only a sophomore or redshirt sophomore maybe. I think the quarterback Heisman duel next year is going to be really exciting with him, Sayan, and Carr.
See, here's my thing. I'm going to say this. Excuse me, choked on myself. I'm interested to see how Arch starts next year. Does he get off to another slow start? Maybe he's just a slow starting guy, like he needs to get ramped up into football season. Is he that guy? So I'm interested to see the first few weeks how Arch comes out of the gates next year.
I do know they open with Texas State their first game next year, but then they play Ohio State in Austin. So you get one game to get yourself up to speed before Ohio State, who's definitely going to reload again, still going to have Jeremiah Smith, still going to have Sam. Like they're not going to lose a step. So he'll be tested early.
No.
Boone, let's hear your game.
So I was hoping one of y'all would. I had 3 written down. So I'm going to say all 3 of them. I'll start with this one because I didn't actually watch it, but I had to go back and watch the highlights after I heard about it. FCS, Yale versus Youngstown. Yale's down 42-14 midway through the third quarter and comes back to win it 43-42. Unbelievable.
One up to Brady.
Unbelievable highlight. Obviously, I didn't watch it live, but worth a shout. The Iron Bowl, for me, was the overall best game. One, because I think all 3 of us hit our bets and we weren't on the same side. But just, like, entertaining back and forth. DeBoer going for it on that 4th down.
What's that? Balls.
That was insane.
Caleb Simpson's
Caleb
bad
Simpson.
motherfucker. What's it called when you hit we all hit bets, but like different levels of, you know what I'm talking about? What we did. There's like a word.
Middling?
Someone let us know in the comments.
We all win.
It's like equilibrium, but it's not.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's some word.
But yeah, DeBoer having the nuts to go for it on the 4th down obviously ended up being a big play, and then Cam Coleman, like the guy that made me so high on Auburn coming into this year, fumbling the ball and ending the game was such a bummer. Like he was so beat up. Auburn looked good on that last drive. Like they were
driving. Yeah. Well,
Auburn
what's
is
his
another
name?
team this year. It's been a disappointment. Them in South Carolina, both big, very similar disappointments in my mind.
I agree, but I think if you're an Auburn fan, you're pretty excited right now. Like Ashton Daniels looked awesome, and then with the new coach coming in, he's I think one of the better hires. I don't know. I'd be feeling like we're turning a corner.
We'll see. I don't know if I'm that high on the Golish hire just yet. But yeah, the last game I had Cal SMU. What an unbelievable finish! Like SMU down.
That was going to be mine.
SMU
Yeah.
down 17 in the fourth quarter,
Hell of a
coming
game.
back, take the lead. Then Cal drives down, gets a touchdown, misses the kick. Just unbelievable implications as well, because now 5-loss Duke is in the ACC championship game, and the ACC chaos scenario is being realized before our eyes.
Yeah, and that game, the fourth quarter, like what it came down to. What was the Cal quarterback's name? It's like
Jaron Kiave Sagapolatele.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah,
He's fun to watch.
Yeah,
there we
he
go.
is.
Yeah, he had 4 touchdowns, 330 yards. He was lights out this week versus SMU, and I feel like SMU's defense had not been bad going into this game.
Dude,
Drake may could only dream of 300 yards.
I'm so excited to not have to deal with SMU. They just aren't good. They're not a fun team to watch. That was such a good game, but if y'all notice the crowd shots in that game, like in the biggest points, empty crowd, like just deserved so much more.
The West Coast are not real football
No.
fans. It's just a fact.
No, they're not.
I'll give Southern Cal a shout. They've fallen off significantly in the last 15 years. Let's make that clear.
Oh, yeah.
And apart from Oregon, I'll give Washington a shout. I think Washington has some decent fans.
Yeah, and
But apart
Yeah,
from
that
Oregon,
Michael
there's not-
Penix year.
There's no one real comparable. I'm sorry, who did you say, Charlie?
That Michael Penix year, what was it? Just like 2
Yeah.
years ago. That was exciting. They were playing electric.
Yeah, but they're generally pretty good fans too. I think they do a pretty good job filling
and
out
they
that
have the
stadium.
tailgate, which is so sick.
Yeah.
Washington State deserves a
So.
shout, but they're obviously in their own conference now.
Yeah, they're a step below.
Who do y'all have as your biggest riser this week?
I was gonna say Oklahoma, and Evan kind of touched on it earlier with the LSU game. But if you just look at like how they snuck into this playoff scenario after getting 2 wins like middle of the season and then running just a crazy gauntlet, I feel like of like the top 25 teams. If they would have choked to that LSU team, like that would have been devastating, and they pulled it off in dramatic fashion. So I don't know what this team's going to do in the playoffs. Like, them against one of these top 4 teams, I think they're going to probably lose. But that defense has been entertaining, and I feel like what they did to get themselves in this situation, to get into the playoffs at 10-2 when you have teams like Texas, on the outside looking in, is very impressive.
Dude, you said it too, Chuck. Their defense has been so good. Like it's just been incredible.
It's been fun to
especially
watch.
down that stretch you mentioned. I'm pulling them up now, but they'll go as far as their defense takes them. Is kind of how I see this team. Mateer started hot, and he's kind of not looked like great. The hand surgery still looks like it's weird, but just in time for him to like fall off a bit, the defense really stepped up.
See, that's my thing though. With having Mateer, he could be that dark horse that just is capable of having that game that just upsets somebody.
Maybe.
I think he has that in him. Where if that defense plays a good game, you get some breaks that go your way. He could be that guy. I don't know if the rest of the offense has enough weapons to really make that happen, but I don't know. I think Oklahoma could surprise some people in the playoffs.
Right now, they're projected to play.
I mean,
Bama.
you saw how they played Alabama.
Yeah, right now, that's who they're projected to play in the
Yeah.
first round, which I would not want.
That'll change though, right?
Probably.
With the
Yeah, everything's going to shake up.
championship.
What about you, Chuck?
I'll jump
Oh,
into
yeah,
my-
sorry. That's what I meant to say.
I'll jump into mine. Mine's Miami. I don't think they're going to make the playoff, but when they needed to have a big win, they did. Me and Boone both picked Pitt to upset them. Miami looks good. Miami looked really good in that game, in all facets of the game as well.
I appreciate them.
There's going to be a discussion about
Yeah.
Miami getting in. I don't think it's going to happen. There's also a crazy scenario that we can talk about here in a minute. If BYU wins over Texas Tech, what the fuck is going to happen? What team's going to get kicked out? Is it going to be Oklahoma? Is it going to be Notre Dame?
I just hope it's not Texas Tech.
Like,
I heard somebody talking about that today. I just hope it's not Texas Tech.
No. Texas Tech is in. Texas Tech is in.
But you kind of brought up something I was going to touch on in my takeaways. Notre Dame is 99% likely to get in over Miami when they have the same record and Miami beat them head to head.
This is
Like,
the big one.
I agree
And
that Notre Dame is a better team, but the games have to matter, right? Like,
See,
I think what helps Notre Dame though is that Texas A&M was the only other loss, and I don't think a lot of people were expecting them to go 11-1. But
it's how good their losses are. And here's my
Miami was
thing.
3 points.
I know everyone's gonna beat an Austin. Oh, Miami beat them head to head. I'm a firm believer in it. You have to talk a little bit about how well the team's playing at the end of the year. I know that's not how it should be. I know the loss to Miami should mean more. I get that. I do. I understand that argument. And this is purely coming, and it makes me biased based off, even though the committee has it that way. I'm a firm believer in, and I can't shake this bias of just put the best team in. So no matter what, my mind's just going to put in Notre Dame, and I'm going to erase that Miami thing. Just because, I'm going to find a rationale to erase it.
I 100% agree with you for everything you just said. If I had a vote and it was those two teams, I would pick Notre Dame. I feel for the Miami fans because that should matter. But it was week one, right? Like, things have changed so drastically.
Yeah, week 1 or 2, whatever. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it was week 1. I think it was one of the first games actually.
Yeah,
it might have been the second college football game.
Because I know we were all on Notre Dame.
It was Saturday. It was Saturday night after we beat Virginia Tech. It was Saturday night after we beat Virginia Tech.
I think, to me, Miami's almost had a similar path to Oklahoma, where like they lost in late April, November, gave them their second loss, and then October. October.
I wish they played football in April.
They are XFL, right?
And then they get pushed out to top top of the rankings, thinking, and I think the committee's probably thinking no way they are going to go on this 4 or 5 game winning streak. They'll lose another game. We won't have to squeeze them in. But to your point, Evan, they've routed some of these teams that they played towards the end of the season. So
they started.
How do they get in that? If BYU loses, if
BYU has to lose,
Alabama
Bama
loses,
might have to lose.
No. Bama's in.
I think they could.
Are they?
It depends on how that game looks if they lose.
I think the biggest thing they're very firm on is losing in a conference championship game has no effect on you.
I think it has less of effect on you. If you get blown out and that's your third loss,
I don't know.
But
from everything I've heard, it sounds like that's the least impact. It's basically set as of now.
I did see Vanderbilt's out.
Vanderbilt's out,
and they're 14.
Yeah, we'll touch on them here in a second. But Malachi Toney, that's really all I have to say about Miami. It's Malachi Toney. He's unbelievable.
He's electric.
But they would need BYU and Virginia both to lose at a minimum to sneak in. Bless you. That was terrifying.
Bless you.
I'll finish this off. My biggest riser, as much as I hate to say it, is Diego Pavia for 268 and a touchdown, 165 on the ground, another touchdown. But Vandy as a whole, season from the heavens, flipped a 5-star QB commit from Georgia. They beat the fuck out of Tennessee at Tennessee. It was their. I did a little digging. First win since 2018. It's only their 8th win against Tennessee since 1982. So and they're
that doesn't surprise
but they're
me.
sustaining it is the difference. Lee signed an extension. They got the 5-star kid coming. There's buzz around Vandy. So I think they're the biggest riser, just kind of the season, but that game specifically, they beat the shit out of Tennessee.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, I know.
They did. I think your Vanderbilt hype is is warranted, but at the same time, I did see something that like basically half of their starters are fifth-year seniors, or like a lot of their team is very old. So I think the recruiting class is going to be crucial going into next year.
To recruit to, man.
I agree, but that's
football facilities are not anywhere near where their competition is.
And does the coach?
Yeah, he's already signed an extension. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, typically, Vandy would have a year like this, like perfect timing, a bunch of seniors. Coach gets hired away, but like Lee, he played at Vanderbilt. He's already signed an extension, and they have a 5-star commit that was on Georgia's radar that's flipped to them. Like, that's what I'm saying. They're already reloading in a way we haven't seen in Vandy in the past.
That commit was big,
dude. Yeah,
he looks like a dog.
All right, we already touched on the Cox. Takeaways, boys.
The playoff format needs to change.
How would you change it?
What would you change it to? Yeah.
Best 12 teams get in.
Yeah, but how do you... Like, the games do have to matter. You know what I mean? Like, they do have to... Like, you still... Texas is a top 12 team, but they still lost to Florida. Like, how do you weigh that?
Well, I'm just saying no conference championships.
No auto bids.
Best 12 teams get in.
Okay.
No, fuck
I can
that.
get behind that.
I think also don't schedule non-conference matchups that you're pretty much going to lose. Because if Texas even makes that like a mediocre team, I think they're in.
Yeah, but
100%.
But I love those like early season big time games. Like I don't want to lose.
I didn't say I don't love them. I think they're incredible for a neutral. But if you want to go to in this playoff format, if you want to go to the playoffs, like yes, they lost to Florida, but like I said, if you make that just a mediocre SEC team that they handle, they're no different than Oklahoma.
Well, the SEC is not going to have any more of those games. Those games are gone for SEC teams.
Yeah, more than likely.
Confirmed?
I mean, it's up to the schools, but
there's no way an SEC school would do that now because I forget we upped our conference games.
Yeah.
So.
And next year they're going to the pod format thing. Like we're going to play Georgia, Florida, and Kentucky every year. So those are our new like divisions almost. Yeah. But Texas, to their credit, they're still playing Ohio State next year, so that'll still be fun. The second to last ranking came out last night. Obviously, we were planning to talk about that live, but had to move some things around. Utah. Some of my takeaways from that: Utah fell off hard. They have no shot, even though they are a fringe top 12 team in my eyes. Vandy, I don't think is a top 12 team, but their resume suggests that. So that's a bummer for them. I hope BYU loses, so they're just out.
Fuck the Mormons.
And yeah, I think that was it. Oh, does Ole Miss get Florida Stated because of Lane Kiffin leaving?
What does that mean?
Where a couple years ago, Florida State had Travis get injured, and so even though they were undefeated and ACC champs, they didn't get the playoff.
Oh, they're not fringe though. Ole Miss is like number 6.
I know. I wrote that down before the ranking came out. But man, that would be fucking hilarious.
That would have been criminal. There would have been riots in Oxford.
Yeah, I think that's everything I got on college football.
Well, I do. This can be my biggest takeaway for the sake of time, but I have really enjoyed watching this Penn State breakdown. I'm not really a huge Penn State hater, but I just think it's super ironic and just kind of strange that they felt like the first kind of domino to fall in this coaching carousel when they got rid of Franklin, when they hit that third loss. I think they were like 4-3 or something like that, and I don't think Florida had let go of Napier yet, and none of these coaches have really decided to move. I feel like they were the first domino to fall, yet where are we with this process? Like, they might get BYU's coach, but there was a lot of drama with that. I'm not sure if you guys heard about, like, BYU, huge donors throwing money at him, and I just think it's kind of this chaos is crazy right now because Penn State, who kicked this whole thing off, don't really look like they're going to get one of these guys that that have been up for grabs. I mean, I don't know. Barring any huge change, like I feel like you can't go with the interim guy. So that's my biggest takeaway is just like Penn State and this whole coaching carousel madness.
Yeah, it seemed like the initial candidates they had in mind just got immediate extensions. Like Signetti was rumored immediate extension. Rule
Yeah.
was rumored, then he lost like 2 in a row, but still got an extension. Kalani Satake would be an unbelievable hire for them. He's such a good coach, but I just don't see it happening anymore for whatever that weird donor thing was. Chip Kelly's out there. He's coached in Pennsylvania before. But
Yeah.
I have no idea. It doesn't seem like they had a full plan, and now all the top guys are off the market, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like they're just gonna be left empty-handed. Also, some drama with the current interim coach. I'm not sure if you guys saw, like he had a Joe Paterno 409 pin on, and apparently, like a lot of the guys before Franklin, like the boosters, were very like pro Joe Paterno, and so that's him trying to like win over the back office to try to get the long-term job. Versus James Franklin, who was very much so like, let's erase everything about Joe Paterno's legacy because of obvious reasons.
If you're gonna do that to try to like sway the donors, maybe do it in like a closed
Right?
door meeting. Maybe not like publicly.
Strange. I thought.
Clearly, the donors love Joe Pa. They let him get away with egregious things for however many years. Not him specifically, but under his watch. Either way. I wrote down all the coaching hires that have been confirmed this week. If we want to dive right into the carousel, because I think there's some really good ones. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, LSU. Bob Chesney, JMU to UCLA, so that JMU pipeline is still going. Summerall, Tulane to Florida. That's going to be interesting. Florida fans are pissed. I think he's a good coach, though. Golish, South Florida to Auburn. Ryan Silverfield, Memphis to Arkansas. Jim Moore, UConn to Colorado State. Eric Morris, North Texas to Oklahoma State. Will Stein, Oregon's OC to Kentucky. Pat Fitzgerald, back from the dead, goes to Michigan State. That's a good hire. Pete Golding, Ole Miss DC, gets promoted. That's going to fail for sure. Tavita.
Wait. I don't know if it's an official promotion.
It is.
It might be.
No,
it's an official promotion.
Yeah. The team Twitter account hashtag Golding era. That's gonna fail. Tavita Pritchard played with Andrew Luck at Stanford. He's now the head coach of Stanford, and then Franklin, obviously Virginia Tech. Three of these stick out to me.
Maybe we should hear everyone's favorites.
I hate the Summerall hire. I think it's an awful decision.
I think he's a good coach. You just can't do that after what you just experienced with Napier.
You need a veteran coach. You need someone with some SEC experience.
I love Ryan Silverfield to Arkansas. Just like similar geographies from a coaching standpoint. Memphis was really good. Arkansas was in pretty much every game they lost. Like a couple of shakes the other way, they could be, in a bowl game pretty good. Will Stein, I think he's going to be awesome.
I don't know if I like that one as much.
Really?
Not to be a hater. I just saw a lot of stuff about how he like coached at Memphis and not really the best with like quarterbacks where he's had talent.
That's fair.
I don't know. Compared to the others, I wanted John Gruden as well.
Yeah,
so
that'd have been
that's
awesome.
mainly where the hatred is coming
Eric
from.
Morris from North Texas to Oklahoma State. I love because North Texas is so fun to watch.
Yeah, that's a good hire. My favorite, I'll just jump in, is it's got to be James Franklin.
Yeah.
I feel like just for what Tech is getting in like a guy who's been at least at a big school and like knows what like a program like that should be. Did he win the big game? No. But like there's plenty of other coaches who also haven't won the big game and then they do. I just feel like he is going to be so good for recruiting around that area. He's going to like maybe revitalize a program that just hasn't been relevant. And I saw today he already has 7 flips from Penn State to Tech, like significant flips. And Penn State's class has now gone from 15th to 132nd. So I feel like the guy can recruit. And in today's day and age, like that's going to go a long way for Tech. I'm not saying they're going to win the ACC next year, but I think they're going to be like a problem compared to this
Yeah,
year.
they're not in big games to be worried about big games. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I think it's a
right.
slam
He
dunk
can
hire.
he can bottom feed.
Yeah, I think it's a slam dunk hire as well. I can't remember the exact numbers, but my buddy who went to Tech was texting me about this today. Tech's recruiting class went from like 139 to like 60. So big movement
Yeah,
both ways. But yeah, that's a great hire. There's going to be like one or two other things that happen that just trigger a crazy chain reaction of like more coaching flips in the summer. So I'm excited to see how things go. And man, hate watching the Ole Miss Twitter like bitching about Lane Kiffin was so funny.
Just the way she goes.
on a private jet.
All right, boys.
Well, boys, should we jump into the NFL?
Yeah.
Let's
Fuck
do
the
it.
NFL. Tough week. I'll just go ahead and jump into the Colts and take my medicine quickly. Unlike the Gamecock thing, I will blame officials for a large part of this game, specifically in the fourth quarter. The no delay of game call, I get. Like, I'm not actually mad about that one. It just hurts more in the context of that not being called and then the pass interference being called. But that was just not a pass interference. Even J.J. Watt on the call, like Texans Hall of Famer, was, I think he said that's not even JV hand fighting. And then that 3rd and 15, that would have made them kick. Next play they score. And then on the PAT after that score, just the clearest miss of all time. Like the clearest miss. And that completely changes the game because then the Colts are driving. They don't have to go for it on 4th down. They can kick the tie. It was just, oh, and on that drive they missed a face mask. It was just such a collection of errors, all in the fourth quarter that were so impactful. And I get it, I'm bitter. That one hurt a lot. It's the second week in a row the Texans have won 20-16, ultimately because the first score of the other team's first touchdown, the PAT was missed. It's kind of wild. I don't know how people keep missing PATs. Our kicker was waived. Good. But the Colts are in trouble.
And dropping punts.
Yeah. The Colts are in trouble. I'm not going to lie.
I think they might.
We have a really hard schedule to finish out. We have the Jags twice. Haven't beat the Jags in. Well, I'll get to that on the preview show. But we have the Jags twice, Texans once at Houston, and then we go to Seattle. We're home against the 49ers. Realistically, you have to minimum win 3 of those games. And by the way, Daniel Jones has a broken tibia. The offensive line's not doing what they did earlier in the season. JT's not getting going. They just look lost, and the defense has been on the field for like 150 snaps over the last 2 games. Sauce Gardner's out. Like things are bleak. I still am obviously optimistic. I still think we can put it together. I think the Jacksonville winless streak ends this weekend, but losing 3 of your last 4, almost entirely due to errors, it's just not the way you want to be going into this stretch. But yeah, we did get hosed on a lot of big calls. It could be grim days in Indy this December.
I think I saw some stat about Jonathan Taylor, like when he scored a touchdown, you're 8-0, and then when he hasn't, those are all your 4 losses.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's getting scary.
Alec
After starting
Pierce
8-0.
had a massive game there. That guy is going to make a lot of money in the offseason.
He's a dog.
It just looks, Daniel Jones looks panicked. He doesn't look as composed at all. It just the plays that I had the utmost confidence in earlier in the year, they're just not there anymore. Fortunately, Sauce Gardner did not tear his Achilles, so he'll be potentially back. But yeah, it's
Patrick!
You can always look at it with like in hindsight and make those decisions. You did say it at the time, and I don't disagree. We gave up a lot, but the Colts have not been good for several years, so I appreciate like the swing. Like it can work. The Raptors did it and it worked for 1 year, and that's totally worth it. Like I'd rather.
I just didn't think this. I just didn't think this was the team to do it. Like I didn't think that Sauce Gardner wasn't winning you a Super Bowl.
Right, but
that
but
was
you're not.
I just think you gave
You're
up.
not getting Sauce in the as a free agent. So like you go get a guy who's 25 and available. Like they took a swing. I can live with them taking a swing.
I don't hate the taking a swing. I hate like that they did it for Sauce Gardner, I guess. I kind of agree with Evan. I don't know if Sauce is winning you a Super Bowl. I think he's a great player, but seeing Adonai Mitchell catching balls this past week and
it's also
it was a lot to give up.
Mitchell.
It's also I think Sauce Gardner's good, but I don't think he's like a definitive top 3 corner in the NFL.
He has been. He's not right now for sure, but
that's what I'm saying. A definitive.
Yeah.
Like if that's for Patrick, if it's for Patrick Surtain, I'm happy. I'd take the dude trade. I mean, I don't even think I'd do it for Christian Gonzalez, and I'm a Patriots guy. Like right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I hear
Patrick Surtain's probably the only person I'd make that trade for.
J.C. Horn.
not to. Although I mean, JC. Yeah, honestly, yeah, he's a beast. But regardless, like the way I kind of look at it, yes, it was too much to give up. I could have lived with 2 first rounders. I could have lived with 1 and Mitchell. I always had a lot of belief in Mitchell, but he was so buried on the roster, and the guys he was below just do more with less of a headache. He loses composure too much. We didn't have time for it. I get it. If we don't make the playoffs, or if we're like a 15th overall pick, that trade's gonna hurt a lot more. I do still think I think we are gonna get 3 or 4 wins down the stretch. I do have that faith, but we'll see. It all hinges on this weekend. If we lose this weekend, then the season's completely over.
Would that be 5 losses in a row?
No, it would be 4 out of the last 5 though.
Oh, okay.
Ev, I know your team also won, but I feel like we should go to you and let Charlie round it out as the biggest surprise thing of the week. I do also have to run downstairs really quick. The dog's going crazy, but I'll be right back. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah. First things first. I'm officially going to be getting a Drake May jersey for Christmas this year. And it is going to be a red Pat the Patriot jersey. That is a fact. If the Patriots could play every game in that jersey, I would greatly appreciate it.
Not the light blue or whatever the...
No, not the Storm one. Because like the
interesting one was.
I think I love that jersey. I do love that jersey. But I thought about getting that one. However, the red Pat the Patriot one is going to be timeless. I don't think the Surge one is going to be...
Yeah.
Live on.
That's fair.
And the red Pat the Patriot one's better anyways. But this was such a complete game. I mean, there was some let-ups on the defense, but I think that kind of happens when you're playing in games like that. You kind of get a little complacent when you don't have a super elite defense. They've elite at moments. They're dealing some injuries right now. But it was just a great game from offensive perspective. Drake May was unbelievable in this football game. Just unbelievable in this football game. It was probably his best game of the year, in my opinion. From a passing standpoint, like his throws were just so on the money. I appreciate Josh McDaniels kind of opening back up the playbook a little bit this week. They just looked really, really sharp offensively. The running game had the moments. We've got to figure out our short yardage running game. That's a big issue. Just not being consistent with that, and 2 yards to get, we can't get it.
A bigger back with Henderson to probably help.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's like you're using Stevenson. He's not getting it either. So I don't know.
Oh no, I meant paired with Henderson.
Yeah. But a great game. I mean, the Patriots looked really, really, really good in this football. And it wasn't even just a score. I get it was against the Giants, but the way the defense was playing, and they were playing smash mouth football. They were popping people. That was some of the biggest hits I've seen in consistently throughout a game in a long time. I was just so happy with that game. It was a really, really good performance. And I think they kind of needed that after the last couple weeks of playing down to their competition. I think a large part of that was play calling, specifically just staying relaxed and not trying to open up too much of the playbook, which I disagree with. Drake May is just allergic to passing for 300 yards, which is crazy, but he's just so consistent, and the accuracy is unbelievable. But also, if you look at it, he hasn't really had to pass for 300 yards yet this season. I mean, I guess if you look back, like the Steelers game was probably the only one, but that was just a turnover nightmare. And you can say all you want about the easy schedule, but they've just gone out and played good football. Like, just not watching or comparing. Like,
you play what's in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's just, they're playing good football. They look really, really good, and foreshadowing a little bit here, they are definitely the best team in the NFL in my mind right now, just from a consistency standpoint. At the end of the day, they win football games. They don't do what the Rams did, and this would be a good transition. They don't do what the Rams did and let a loss like that happen when they're playing an inferior opponent. Nothing against the Panthers. The Panthers are a great, I think, pretty good team this year. But even though the games are closer than I'd probably like them to be, they win the game.
Yeah, I feel
think that's
like
a sign of a good team.
That's a solid take. I mean, I would definitely put them up there. Honestly, going into this game, I actually felt like the Giants, because they played all these good teams very close. Honestly, they haven't been.
I was scared, especially the way this weekend went with all the the upsets.
Like, to me, the Giants are not a 2-11 team. Like, I feel like with all the comebacks that they've given up this year, Dart was coming back. I was like, this is a classic letdown spot Monday night. Like and the Patriots just came out and obliterated them. What I didn't really realize, I knew Drake May was good. I love how they've been using Hunter Henry, the tight ends. I love how they've been using Travion as well. But to me, that defense was putting on a clinic, and you nailed it with those hits. That Dart hit, I was screaming because I thought that they were gonna flag. What was it, Ellis? What's his name?
Yeah, Christian Ellis.
Yeah, I thought that they were going to flag him, and I'm sitting here that's legal hit. There's nothing wrong with it. You can't just let him get the first down. And so, to keep him honest there, but you know what I did like? After, even though the Giants got the flag, what I did like, Dart got right up, and he was not bitching. He wasn't, Patrick Mahomes. He wasn't asking for flag. He was I probably deserve that one, So I got to credit Dart there as well, because he plays hard, but he's got to get out of bounds.
No, absolutely. And I respect Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's a gamer. I hated him coming out of Ole Miss.
That 2-point was pretty insane.
I hated him coming out. I actually missed that play. I was getting off the plane. I hated Jackson Dart coming out of Ole Miss. I have completely changed my perspective on him. I like the way he plays football in the NFL. I have to respect it.
Same.
Even without Scatterbo, he plays tough. He makes pretty good decisions. But yeah, I mean, overall, listen, they were an inferior opponent. Let's not go too crazy, but they dominated that football game. It was all facets of the game. They played really, really well.
Gonzalez is crazy. He is very good.
Yeah, and the scores, we let up some big plays, and listen, our run defense was so good at the beginning of the year. Milton Williams being out is tough. We had some other injuries as well, so hopefully we can get that figured out. But the way Drake May just felt comfortable in the pocket, missing 2 starting people on the offensive line, and like I said, I think it was his best game of the year, in my opinion. But I feel very, very good about this. We get a bye week, then we get Buffalo at home. If we win that game, we won the division. We win the division. So
crazy to think about after last year.
Listen, they have that, and then you got the Ravens, and then could be a tough game. We'll see how that goes.
Is that in Foxborough or
Jets and
in
Dolphins.
Baltimore?
I don't know on that one. I think it might be in Baltimore, but the Bills is at home. So you win that game, even if we go into the playoffs 13-4, I'm very happy with that. I prefer that not to happen, but I think we get at least one. I think we probably go into the playoffs. This might be a hot take. I'd almost prefer to lose a game and reset a little bit.
Yeah.
Going on a win streak into the playoffs is a little scary, this long win streak. I'd like to go into the playoffs 14-3. That's a perfect. That's my 14.
Yeah, looking at your schedule, the only loss I really see is at Baltimore, just because y'all historically at Baltimore weird shit happen. Baltimore and Denver, I feel like weird things happen to the Patriots.
Denver's our problem.
Denver's the bigger problem, but I agree.
I think you can beat Denver.
I'm not scared. We're talking about playing in Denver.
Historically,
I would hate to have to go to Denver in the playoffs.
I will say, this game was the biggest bummer for me because when I look at like teams that I believe in to win the Super Bowl, it's elite, intelligent quarterback play. And this game, to your point, I was like, Drake May is that deal. Like, he is that deal.
And people forget he's fucking 23.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing he has to work on is his pocket presence a little bit. And
He's progressed a lot.
He's getting better, but he almost like he tries to do. He almost goes to the fundamentals too much now. In a sense, he like forgets his instinct. Like, hey, this is what I'm supposed to step up in this pocket instead of getting out in certain situations. So, but he's 23 and he's just second year like in the NFL. That's gonna come. I'm not worried about that. But
yeah,
man, dude, Drake May. I mean. And I was high on Mac Jones, I'll be honest, after his first year. Drake May's on a different fucking level.
Yeah.
Drake May is unbelievable with his precision.
He throws a good ball, too.
That throw to Kyle Williams was just sick. And then another one that's, his other touchdown pass to Kayshon Boutte was an incredible throw.
Yeah, it really was.
Like, I know it was a short pass. Like, people don't, if you don't watch a lot of football, like, to throw that good of a ball in that situation, it's a really, really hard throw.
Back shoulder, right?
No, it was like an inside shoulder on like a fade, but like it was. And Kayshon Boutte deserves all the credit in the world. He has progressed so much. So
he looks good. The only other note I had on this game, besides I'm officially respecting and fearful of the Patriots. It's bullshit that you have this next run already set up. Ellis, y'all were talking about earlier. That man was hitting all night. Didn't he have the fumble or the hit on Olszewski too?
Yeah. Dude, Olszewski might have been murdered on that play. I love Gunnar Olszewski.
That was like Austin Collie head injuries.
Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't even just Ellis too. Like the whole team was popping. Like me and Charlie were talking about, they were like that hasn't been there this year. Like it was more of a hey, we're gonna fucking fuck you up tonight.
Yeah,
so,
it felt like they were.
I
felt like they were getting what's it called, revenge for their head coach. Because Vrabel obviously has the history and all that stuff. We won't get into it, but it felt like this meant more for them because of him.
Here's the thing, I think, and it's a little bit of a Belichick thing. For whatever reason, the Patriots always do really well, or in my lifetime, have always done really well in primetime games, especially when they wear the red Pat the Patriots.
I do love the red jerseys. They're awesome.
Yeah, I was telling Charlie, like, that's I'm getting a Drake May Pat the Patriot jersey. So
it's fair.
Tom Brady will be the only blue Patriot jersey I ever own from this point in my life on.
Yeah, sick. The Patriots are good again. Sick. It's awesome. Fuck you, Chuck.
And we have a bunch of cap space, and our roster's young.
Whatever, dude.
They're set up
City
for success.
Champions.
I can only hope that the schedule was just so bad that we've all been miraged, but I feel like after last week that's not the case. Yeah, I could talk about my Panthers before we wrap up with just more NFL commentary, but hey, I think we all kind of called it last week because we said it, like this wasn't even the biggest upset that the Panthers have had this season, which is crazy. Yeah, it's just classic Panthers going week by week, like win one, lose one. But I feel like this game was, we've had a few of these like throughout the past 3 seasons, but this to me was like the most, okay, stick with Bryce Young game we've had so far, because the Rams defense is not bad at all. I feel like they're honestly like top 5 for me, but he was tearing them to pieces. Just 2 4th down plays that he threw for touchdowns. There was one where he threw to Tet just perfectly. And when he's given time, like, he throws a beautiful ball. So to me, it was like the Bryce Young, we got to stick with him guy. I think they also got the play calling right. Seems like that flips every week, but Canales actually started throwing downfield. He used Rico and Chuba the right way this week as well. didn't give them like 3 carries and 6 carries. So, yeah, the Panthers are a confusing team. If we make the playoffs, it'll just be like an insane turnaround from where things were when we were like 1-3 and we thought we were in for another like 2-14 or whatever season. So, what do you guys think about my Panthers this year? Because I've seen a lot of opinions.
Inconsistent.
I had the Panthers in my.
I think you kind of hit the nail.
Yeah, I had the Panthers in my frisky category. Preseason for. I said I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but they'll be in the hunt for a lot longer. Bryce Young, he looks good when he looks good, and he looks terrible when he looks terrible. It's kind of like baffling, but dude, get the ball to Tet, and the rest will work. The Panthers defense also is playing really well. But Tet is just such a gamer for y'all. I'm looking at the rushing breakdown now. 17 for Chuba, 18 for Dowdle. That's solid. So one time I think Chuba's actually outplayed Dowdle from a stats perspective. But yeah, Bryce looks good, and the defense is
Plus,
stepping
the receiving
up.
touchdown. Yeah, defense sucked at the beginning of the year, especially when they played the Patriots.
Derek Brown, he's changed the culture there. I feel like he's huge,
The Panthers
literally
are
and figuratively.
Here's my thing. I don't not like Bryce Young, but I also don't think Bryce Young's it, if that makes sense. I have nothing against Bryce Young. I don't think Bryce Young's winning you a Super Bowl at the end of the day. That's where I stand with Bryce Young. I think he's a playoff quarterback. I think he could get you to the playoffs consistently with a good team around him. I don't think he wins you a Super Bowl. That's where I'm at with Bryce Young right now. That could change. He just needs to be kind of like what you said, Boone. Like, when he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's fucking horrendous. The consistency has to improve. I mean, maybe part of that is just the play calling and the players around him not being utilized correctly. But Tet's unbelievable. Clear best wide receiver. I guess he's clearly the best wide receiver in that draft. Emeka Egbuka's great too, but Tet is hands down the best wide receiver in that draft.
Tet just screams wide receiver one to me. He's just a complete receiver.
Like, Egbuka's great, but he's more. I think he's a high end two, where Tet has the like body type and skill set to be a true number one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Egbuka could be a one. Like, he's a fringe one, but like you don't want to rely on him to like make the big plays kind of for you.
Coker was also good for us at receiver this game. He had some big plays to win it and get a nice touchdown. I hear what you're saying, Evan. I don't know if, like, this is what I'd say to that, though. I don't know if this version of Bryce Young is taking you to Super Bowl. Like, I would agree with that. But what a lot of people are forgetting, he's 24. Like, when we drafted him, he was very young. And I feel like he's the type of guy, because we've already committed to his 5th year, so I feel like he's the type of guy, if given the right pieces, which, where he's just now starting to get, like, he was living in hell for 2 years, and he's just starting to get, like, a few of those pieces. The play calling is starting to figure it out. I feel like he's the type of quarterback who could progress into a Super Bowl quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's there. I feel like it's within him. He's a Heisman winner. He won a Natty. Like, he's got that winning mentality, I feel like.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying it's year 3, and he has had everything against him. I would just had hoped he would have been a little bit further along by this point. That's where I'm at with Bryce Young. I can see where you're coming from. Like, I think he could be good, and I think he is, like I said, a playoff quarterback. I haven't seen him take that Super Bowl step yet.
I know he's...
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the season finishes. I think it'll be a big couple next games for him.
I know he's planning to stay long term, because I saw his new house he's building on Lake Norman. I don't know why I just got an echo there. But he's building a freaking palace on Lake Norman. It's sick. The one last thing I'll note here, the line is so much improved, like so much better than it was the first 2 years, especially year one. Year one, it looked like every snap he was like already afraid to get hit, whereas the line has improved just dramatically, and they've invested a lot in it. But the line is just so key, like with young quarterbacks.
Dan Morgan's done a great job. He's really turned the team around from where, like, for the mess that he inherited as well.
Panthers are dangerous.
So I'm excited. Yeah, hey, Frisky's better than being in poverty, so I'll take it.
And you control your own destiny. Bye week right now, then you go to the Saints, get a little revenge, and then you have 2 Bucks games of your last 3. Home versus Bucks, home versus Seattle, at Tampa. So like that's a tough schedule.
Oh, there's a
But
very
you control. Yeah,
real
you
chance.
control. You just got to beat Tampa. That'll be fun.
And I'm hoping that for some reason that second to last game, the Seahawks are just like out of it, or like mathematically out from winning their division, and they just kind of check out. Because I'm also thinking if we can beat the Rams, we can beat the Seahawks. Who the hell knows? Like it's a weird team.
Yeah. They're fun. They're fun. The Patriots, and we'll get to this. Obviously, just go right next. My best team in the league right now is the Patriots. For mainly all the stuff we mentioned about May. But even though I think that, it feels like anybody, or at least 5 teams in both conferences, I could see making a run at the Super Bowl, which feels different than like what we've had the last couple of years.
100%. I mean, I have the Patriots as my best team, and I'm going to stick with the Titans as my worst team. But going into this week, I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week, the Rams made that step to that elite level. But at this point in the year, to have a loss like they did to the Panthers immediately takes them down out of it. So like, there's no team, like, listen, I have the Patriots as my best team as well, but they're not head and shoulders above or in like a category. They're kind of like here. They're not like here. Like, and you usually have a few teams that are up here at this point in the year. So it's going to be an interesting year. I think there could probably be, I mean, this might be crazy to say. I think you could easily get to the playoffs. And there's 6 teams that could win the Super Bowl if things continue progressing as they have been over the course of this year.
Yeah, like there's definitely 5 teams I believe in, and then like 3-ish more that I haven't believed in all year that just keep proving me wrong. Like the Bears. Like, do I think they could win? No, but they just keep winning. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that game versus the Eagles, who are extremely fraudulent, by the way, was insane. But my Patriots take, like, after watching them play the Giants, I feel like they played like the best team in the NFL. But if I put on my like college football committee hat for a second, the best team they've beaten is the Bills, and like I just think the schedule, like, I know you play what's in front of you. But for that reason, I think it's still the Rams for me, because even though they have this like hiccup versus the Panthers, I just feel like I feel like if the Rams played the Patriots, I take the Rams.
I hear what you're
Again,
I hear what you're saying. I don't disagree.
If that makes sense.
No,
It's like a weird way
does.
of
I don't disagree that
getting
the
there,
Rams have proven, I guess, more through their wins, but watching Drake May play puts them up there for me. Like I have faith in him.
right. Like he's been incredible. I can't argue that.
And that's the thing too. Like most of this season, and which does make me a little bit concerned, we haven't had to really rely on Drake May. But like I think we can.
Yeah.
Like I'm very, very confident just being like, oh hey, we need a touchdown right now, Drake. Open playbook. Like we haven't really had to do that very often recently. And what I said when I was going over the Patriots, listen, they've played down to bad teams, but they win football games. They're winning the football games, and it's very eerily reminding of like Patriots teams of old. Like, yeah, you play down a little bit, but you win the game. Like, you win the game, and you're kind of in control most of the game. And when you need the big drive or the big play, you get it.
Yeah, when this Patriots team goes down, I believe they're going to come back. Like, I'm not worried about it.
And I think just I'm a huge proponent of this across all sports. Team chemistry, like locker room atmosphere, is a huge part of any team sport.
Oh, Vrabel might be my coach of the year.
Yeah, like, Vrabel has just done such a phenomenal job with this team. He's exactly who you needed. And you can just tell the players are very clearly saw it on Monday night how up they were for each other, and like they're disciplined. Like it's just a very well coached. Like those guys enjoy coming to work on Monday mornings. You know, after like they enjoy what they're doing right now. It does help when you win 10 in a row. It does help when you win 10 in a row. Don't get me wrong, but
I do think it's crazy. Like when you look at some of these teams, like we just mentioned, the Bears, the Patriots. who just got the right guy in Ben Johnson and Vrabel, and even the Jags with Liam Cohen. And I mean, they're
Frogs.
8-4 now. Hey, but a huge improvement from last year. Like it just goes to show, like when you get the right guy, though, it doesn't take too long sometimes if the pieces are there.
Coaching matters.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Right. The Ben Johnson with the shirt off was such a funny clip.
Rip
You're
back.
good.
I did not expect that.
Well, while he's gone, because he already mentioned his worst team, I'm sticking with the Titans, but I'm also sticking with the Raiders. The Titans, just by virtue of only having the one win, but the Raiders they don't look good at all.
I think the Raiders. It's like I said with the Reds Patriots. So if the Raiders played the Titans, I would still take the Raiders. I feel like the Titans are just lost and tanking at this point. They don't really have much to play for. I have seen an increase in Cam Ward hate and calling him like the most irrelevant first pick of all time and stuff like that. And I just don't get it. I feel like how can you judge him right now when he's literally like Bryce Young's first year, except showing more like raw ability than Bryce Young. So
I think
I feel like Cam Ward is going to survive.
I think somebody found a blind resume and compared it to Jamarcus Russell, and that's not helped. That's not helped him out. My trend, I already touched on it to kind of wrap up the NFL. Colts might be fucked. That's my trend I'm watching.
My trend is Drake May.
I'm addicted to betting over 300 yards now. Like it blows me away how it hasn't happened yet.
If he wins MVP, he has to be the first one to ever do that, right? That didn't have.
Right.
Let's say he doesn't hit. Let's say it doesn't happen. Like, there's no way that's ever happened before, right?
I think my trend is just how I can't trust anyone in this league this year. Like, I feel like there has been maybe one or two teams, whether it's like the Chiefs, Eagles, whoever, who have just been lights out in the regular season. And yes, maybe the Patriots I could trust, and I won't harp on more about that. But like, I'm just thinking of some of these teams like who are sitting at 8-4. Like we said, the Eagles, the Jags, the Broncos. I mean, I feel like maybe I can trust the Seahawks and Rams, but there's just so many, like, even the Bills, quote-unquote, good teams that on any given Sunday I feel like can just lose. And that's, a good sign of a competitive league, but, man, you just can't trust these guys.
Yeah, dude, it's, like, some of the things I've been the most sure on have just not even been close, and, like, vice versa. Like, the Commanders being good at football, Mariota being
Mariota,
and the Broncos defense being like dog shit. The
it just disappeared.
The Bucs started so hot. Granted,
What the fuck happened?
Dude, that was dude. Like
a weird
the Bucs
game.
started so hot and they skid. But it's a weird league. I'm excited though. You want to jump into the gambling corner? And,
I will say. No, let's jump in, but I will say Mariota, I think, should honestly be a starter in this league compared to some of the quarterbacks that are going around. He looked incredible versus a good Broncos defense.
He looked incredible at moments. He had some iffy throws.
He had like 300 yards.
Yeah, but he looked really good at the end of the game. There were some throws in the first half that I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on here?
He looked
like
that's
a
fair.
different quarterback in the second half.
I didn't say he should be like up there. I just think like with some of the guys that are getting starting jobs right now, Mariota's up there for me.
There's
I guess
3 or 4, maybe 5 teams. Just a quick scroll that he would be a better option than their current starting quarterback.
I'd rather have them than Geno now.
Geno.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there's a lot of guys.
Tyrod, honestly, Rodgers. There's a ton. Let's go ahead and close things out. We are doing a twofer for the people tonight. Busy schedule, so you will see us wearing the same clothes for the preview show. So let's go ahead and wrap up this one because we got more to get to. Gambling corner. The points tally stood last week. Evan and Chuck at 11, me at 16. There was some ground game. So Evan, your best bet, college football, Oregon 6.5. That hit. Pitt money line was your dog. Did not and then Jeremiah Smith anytime touchdown. We did not win a college football parlay all year. But we
Still
have
time.
until January, whatever. Have your best bet in NFL was Denver -6, just brutal. Saints money line was your dog, almost, and then made 2 touchdowns.
Had a shot.
So you would have gone perfect on the parlays, but we missed both, unfortunately. You did get 1 point with your Oregon pick, so you are now at 12. Chuck, what's up? You say something? Oh.
No. No, sorry.
Chuck, your best bet in college was Tennessee -3.
Yeah.
You doubled down for your dogs this week on Houston teams. Houston Cougars and Houston Texans both won. Tennessee money line in the parlay never had a chance. Chiefs -3 on Thanksgiving did not come through, and then Gibbs, the one game he doesn't score a touchdown.
Disgusting.
So he won both your dogs this week. You go from 11 to 13. I had Georgia -13.
No. He goes
wait.
11 to 14. He goes.
Oh,
to 14.
you're right. Good call.
Let's go.
Wow.
Thank you, Evan.
I even had it written down too. Wow, first time we see it.
What a Boone do.
Boone had a bad day in college football. The worst Saturday I've ever had in my career. UGA did not cover. Pitt did not win. Hardy only had 1 touchdown. Bad day for the kid. But over 52.5 in the NFL Chiefs-Cowboys game. That hit. Titans money line. We'll get to them here in a quick second because that hurt. So I only got 1 point this week, bringing my total to 17.
We're getting
We're
competitive
getting
here.
close. We're getting close.
I'm gonna have a 6-point week. So
It's coming, right?
Hey, it can happen on any given week. Yeah.
not a shot.
And then let's wrap it up with your best, worst, sweatiest, most painful. Who wants to jump in?
I like it when we just rip through all 4.
All right. Go ahead then.
So yeah, let me jump in here. So my best bet was Drake May, 2+ touchdowns. I also put down Texas money line here just because I was very.
Yeah.
Part of that was from a feeling standpoint, I needed to put a lot of money on that to have some viable after something that didn't happen. My worst bet was Pitt. Just that never had a fucking chance. I considered putting Tennessee here, but the reffing fucked me in that game, so I'm not gonna count that. So that's not on me. The worst loss was fucking Denver. I mean I'm not gonna talk. I'm out of words on that one.
The touchdown that then gets called back to then they do the exact same thing the next play, and then they hold for 3 straight goal line stops basically for a pick play to kill us. That was brutal.
And I didn't really have a sweatiest win. Oregon -6.5 got a little sweaty, but other than that, I did not have a sweatiest win. I will say the last 3 weeks of gambling for me have been impeccable.
Bravo.
A large part of that is I'm not betting as many games, which is kind of my tendency. I'm just betting a lot more on certain games, which is kind of how I go to in the last third of the football season. So, been doing very well betting.
He's being more surgical.
Yeah, beginning of the year I just throwing out money, and then the end of the year I start getting pretty good.
Yeah, I should take a lesson from you. Chuck, what'd you have?
All right. Well, worst bet was by far Tennessee. Just a complete utter collapse. Pavia took care of them pretty easily. Worst loss was the Eagles money line.
Yeah.
Just a disgusting bet that never really had a chance. Looking at the way the Bears just dominated the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is a fraud. The Eagles are frauds. They're not winning another Super Bowl, and I'll put that in writing. Best bet. Maybe funnest bet was Texas.
Yeah.
Again, another hate. It was a hate watch, but Texas money line to hit with plus money was just awesome, and the nature that they did it was just fun. Sweatiest win by far was Broncos money line. They absolutely never should have even taken it to overtime. They were just playing with their food the entire game. Bo Nix is not the guy. He's not going to win a Super Bowl for Broncos, but he is going to win a few games for you, or a lot of games actually for you, and make you a lot of money. So kudos to the Broncos. Thank you, Bo Nix. And thank you, the defense.
He had one of the most dodo bird brain interceptions and like a massive, just never saw the backer drop into coverage. Just threw it right.
Does he have a blind spot? Weird.
Yeah.
Weird pick. Needs to be investigated.
And just to close this out, my best bet was Bengals money line. I just jumped on the trend late on Thanksgiving that the dogs were going to win. So that was a nice little treat. Worst bet, like Ev, Pitt.
Joe Burrow looked
Dude,
incredible.
I want them to win the AFC North so bad. Worst bet, like Evan, Pitt. They never had a chance. My worst loss was a 3-leg hungry dog parlay with Panthers, Jets, and Titans money line. 20 to win 650. And the Jags have gotten me again. That was brutal. So close. Sweatiest win was Cal live. I got him live plus 500. Thought they were going to completely blow it. Yeah, I thought they were going to completely blow it. Wide right. So, nice little way to finish my terrible, terrible Saturday. And that's all we got for you today, boys. Guys. People.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, hope you enjoyed the show today. Boone, Charlie, I'll see you again in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Good review show, guys.